So now we are going to be finding ribs down, okay? So I'm gonna show you a picture first, okay? Because I think it's good to have this visual in your mind. So I'm gonna share my screen. There it is, okay. So this is a picture of me showing and demonstrating what I mean by rib thrusting and aligning, okay? So as you can see in that left-hand picture, you can see how my rib cage is lifted up and away from the wall and up and away from my pelvis, okay? And then you can see in the right-hand side how my ribs are now dropped. They are in contact with the wall at that bra strap point, and they are stacked neutrally over my ribs, okay? So this is what it is meaning by rib thrusting or ribs down, okay? But the important thing to remember is how you get there is important, and I'm going to talk about that more when I show you the actual wall test, okay? All right, I have you turned around. I've taken my shirt off so you guys can really get a good visual of what my ribs are doing. I have also drawn these two lines at the bottom of my ribs because I thought that might be helpful for you guys to see when I'm talking about rib thrusting, what I mean and maybe what's happening here. So I thought maybe those lines could be visually helpful. If they're not, just ignore them. So we have a wall, okay? So what we're talking about, ribs down, finding your neutral ribs is going to be, you're gonna come up against a wall. Your feet aren't gonna be all the way against the wall. I wish I could show you my entire body, but my laptop camera's not gonna do that. So my feet are a few inches away from the wall. I'm gonna come up to the wall and I'm just going to rest, okay? And I'm gonna show you what it looks like when you are rib thrusting versus what happens when you are aligning your ribs, okay? So I'm gonna come up against the wall and I'm gonna be rib thrusting. So right now I am rib thrusting, okay? I come up against the wall, I'm here. This is a rib thrust. Now again, everybody's rib thrust looks different. Some people have a very extreme rib thrust, some have a very slight rib thrust, and some actually don't have any problems at all. So again, it's about finding out what your alignment discrepancies are, okay? So a rib thrust might literally look like this, okay? Or the rib thrust might be, you know, not too bad and look like this, okay? So when you are wanting to find ribs down, okay, you want to get the lower bra strap in contact, kind of lower bra strap, and your mid back, okay, is going to be in contact with the wall, and the bottom of your ribs, so kind of think of this line right here, okay, is going to be in the parallel plane with your hip bones, okay? We're doing that point again. So I'm thrusting up here. Now, when I am realigning, I need my head and my neck to come off the wall. So that's something that is important. In ideal alignment, we would be able to keep our head and our upper shoulders against the wall, but most of us don't have the upper mobility to be able to keep our head in contact and our shoulders in contact with the wall while maintaining ribs down, okay? So, because you think about it, if I'm gonna keep my head against the wall, to be able to do that, I'm gonna have to push my back into the wall, and we don't wanna push our back, which I'm gonna show you in a minute. So you are going to come up against the wall. Okay, I'm thrusting right now. You are going to have to bring your head and your neck and your shoulders off the wall, because what you want to do, you see this space right here, this is the rib thrust right here. My ribs are lifted in relation to my pelvis, okay? So what I want to do is I want to bring my head, neck, and my shoulders off the wall, and I'm dropping through my shoulders to find that ribs down. And my bra, this bra is very thick, so I'm not trying to get this entire section in contact with the wall. Here, I'll lift it up a little bit because that would be over correcting, which I'll talk about too. Okay, so again, I'm thrusting here to drop into ribs. I'm going to be lifting my shoulders off the wall and dropping and sliding my rib cage down until this now is in contact with the wall, and the bottom of my ribs are now neutralized in relation to my pelvic bones, okay? So you see that? That is ribs down. You can see I still have a little bit of a space right here because that is how our spine naturally is. We have that little bit of space, but it's when you don't want this, okay? So again, showing you dropping down to find ribs down, okay? And so how I mentioned, it is important how you get to ribs down. So I want to show you something different, okay? I already kind of talked about it in here. I could get my back against the wall by pushing, but that is not aligning correctly. Because what I've really done is I've tucked my pelvis and I pushed my back into the wall. And it looks like I'm aligned kind of, right? But I'm tensing myself to get to this position. So what you want to do, again, is we're not tensing, we are dropping through the shoulders. Our shoulders have to come forward to find that neutral position,